Welcome, everyone. It's Friday. Oh, yes, it is. It is Friday, and I'm loving it. Listen, preparing the place. Hmm? Think about that. Do we not always prepare a place? For instance, if you have guests coming over, what do? Clean your house, get food that they would eat to make your menu. You know what I'm saying? You would prepare your place, right? You got a new desk, you move to a new office. You prepare your place. Hmm? Do you not? We always prepare a place. If you're baking, you get all your ingredients. That's preparation. Hmm? We are always preparing a place. If you look at that, you will see a pattern. Things that matter, we put the effort into them. Isn't that a novel concept? The things that we care about, we put the effort into, which means we are preparing the place. We always prepare. We always prepare. So when it comes to changing your life, you must also do the same thing. Prepare for that change. Well, of course. If you look at our lives, you will see we always prepare. Sometimes some of us wait to the very last minute to prepare, but we prepare nonetheless. You want to meditate? Prepare your space. Get your little cushion out, your pillow out, some soft music. Yeah. You're setting the what? Mood. Did you see that? Did you see it happen? We're always setting a mood. And the mood is what prepares us for action. Yes. We move by way of the mood. So this is why we set the mood, so that we can act according to it. Look around you and you will see that that is what you do. So the encouragement for you is this. If you know that the mood is the dictator, right? Because it is. Not dictator as in tyrant of a ruler. No, dictator as in it dictates. It dictates how you act, right? The mood will always, not sometimes or part of the time, but always. So if you pay attention to yourself, you are going to see that your mood or your mental attitude or your frame of mind, you can dress that up however you want to. But at the end of the day, you will see that it is your mood. Now, if you are romantic, it is Friday night. It could be date night, right? What would be happening right now? You'd be planning for that evening. You would be preparing for that evening. Will there be sparkling cider? Will there be hors d'oeuvres? Well, he put some Barry White on. You put on some Marvin Gaye. Yikes. You know what kind of evening that's fitting to turn out to be. Why? Think what I'm eagerly trying to convey to you is to watch your mood. Because when you watch your mood, you now know exactly how you're going to behave. I say this every day for a very specific reason. Because the more you hear it, you're going to start testing it. And then you will see that cause and effect are at full play here. And you will begin to see that you don't have to force anything to happen. You just select the mood, commit to that mood. Well, when you say, I am in the mood for love, when you say you're in the mood, how many times do we say it? We say, oh my God, I'm like so not in the mood for that. I am not in the mood for that. Or, oh, I am so in the mood for that. See? And it's showing you that what you are in the mood for, you will act out. So the next time you ask yourself, oh my God, I'm so stuck. Whatever should I do? I don't know what action to take. You don't know what action to take. Get into the mood and the action will fulfill itself. It will tell you what to do. This is, oh, the mood will tell you what to do. Do you think that creature comforts or being told what to do is something new? It is humanity's design. This is why we like to be told what to do. But you see, to be told what to do is not an outside job, my darlings. It is an inside job. It is your inner guidance, your inner compass. See the mood. If you say, I feel to throw these hands today, you know how the young people talk. I feel to crash out. Wait, whoa. Do you see what mood you're in? When you say that phrase, I feel to crash out. What? So when you say that, does anybody have to tell you what to do? Crashing out has one thing for you to do. And it's not a surprise, is it? No, because that's the mood. So you see, you get to decide. You get to choose your mood. And once you choose the mood, you don't have to figure anything out because the mood is what compels you, yes? The mood stirs you up. The mood inspires you to act. You don't have to pick up the phone and call somebody. George, whatever should I do, sir? I just don't know what to do. Please help me. So if you are habitually, because remember, we can't sustain a mood. Why? The principle of rhythm. There is an ebb and there is a flow. That is the constant of rhythm, ebb and flow. So you see, you can't sustain that mood indefinitely. It will ebb and it will flow. Another way of saying it, it will wax and wane like the moon does in its phases, right? The mood will wax and wane. It will ebb and flow. But if you choose the mood that you want to do the same way every time, that now becomes a habit. And that habit will make it look like you are always in that mood. You aren't always in it. You're just in it more frequently than you're in any other mood because it waxes and wanes, it ebbs and flows. But don't get it twisted. If you observe yourself, you will see it. And the mood, well, when you look at the mood or temperament, hmm, it not only tells you what to do, it tells you how to do it. Look at the intensity of the mood. There's that country song. What is it called again? Uh, I Want You in the Worst Way. He says, I'm coming over and I'm not bringing any flowers and I'm not bringing any wine. This is what he says. I'm not bringing any flowers. I'm not bringing any wine because now is not the time for that, he says. He says, I'm just going to grab you. Well, one, you can see what kind of mood he's in. That's the mood he's in. But look at the intensity of the mood. So the intensity of the mood is going to tell you how to do what it is you're going to do. See? So you don't just know what to do, you know how to do it if you pay attention to your mood. This is why, like, if you go to a concert, now I have seen some reels of people making their Cowboy Carter uh, outfits for the concert. One, you see what mood they're in, eh? They're hyped up. Oh my God, I was just so Canadian. Oh my God. Listen, they were just so hyped up, yeah? They're pumped up. They are so jacked up. They're so eager and excited. That's the mood that they're in. And this one girl I saw, she made this outfit from scratch. What? They didn't even have the kind of belt buckle she wanted, so she 3D printed it. You see the level of intensity that is? This is my point. Everywhere in our lives, we live according to principle. When I tell you that you're always right, you can stand 10 toes down with that one. What do I mean by you're always right? A, you're always in a mood. B, you are always going to act according to the mood. C, the level of intensity of the mood will dictate how you do it. Can't escape it. Would you want to? You see, living that way deliberately makes life a piece of cake, huh? It's a piece of cake. Why? Because you don't have to figure things out. Just observe, and things will unfold because they do. They just do. So the next time you feel like you're fretting and trying to figure something out and struggling, stop. Just stop. Because you're wasting energy. Stop and regroup. Stop and ask yourself, what kind of mood am I in? Are you in a fighting mood? Because that's what you're presently doing, fighting and struggling to figure it out. So you can't possibly be in the mood of the thing you want to be in because you're not doing that action. You are doing the action of struggle. So in order to stop doing the actions of struggle, stop doing them. How though? Change your mood. Don't be telling me, Angela, you make it sound so easy. How am I supposed to change my mood? You already changed your mood naturally, all by yourself. Do you not? How do you think you ended up with a favorite song? Just because you were bored? No, because that favorite song puts you in a mood. And when you are in that mood, how do you behave when your favorite jam comes on? And oh, exactly. That's exactly how you behave. So you see, you are already doing it. You just don't see it. If you take your time and observe yourself, oy vey, take your time and observe yourself without judgment. Without what now? Without judgment. Why? Because judgment is its own mood. See, we don't remember that part. Judgment is a mood. Yeah, so that is contrary to the mood you are wanting to be in. I, I am so serious with you this morning. If you look around, you will see you are already doing something. Watch what you are already doing. You are always putting yourself in a mood, and you're always taking yourself out of one. You're putting yourself in, taking yourself out. Sounds like ebb and flow to me. Sounds like waxing and waning to me. So, the reason why I say you prepare the place, you set the mood. And when you set the mood, you know exactly how to behave. We only complicate things because we're trying to force it. And the principles are saying to you, but darling, let me do all the heavy lifting. Let me open every door for you. That's what the principles, the law, is telling you. And how do you allow the law to work in your life? By choosing your mood. If the mood is one of desperation, shoot, I don't even have to say it. Desperate times call for what now? Calm and relaxed measures. No, desperate times call for desperate measures. You see how the principle of correspondence works? As within, so without. So if you're walking around saying things like, I gotta have this in my life or it's not worth it, what do you think that is? That's a surefire way to repel. And I don't even like saying that phrase, repel, that word. Because you're not repelling it, you're just not projecting it outward. So you see, you're not keeping it away from you. You are not projecting it outward because that's not the thing within you at the moment. So how can you project it outward? What you are is what you project out of yourself. What are you? Check the mood, and the mood will tell you what you are. Just check your mood, and it will tell you what you are. It'll tell you what kind of person you are. So check the mood. I had two people at least an hour apart last night say to me, and this one lady, she has a cool haircut. She's just got it's like it swipes to the left or right. I forget which side it swipes to, but it just swipes to the right or left. It's a pretty neat haircut though. She says, every time I come in, you're just so spunky. She goes, never stop being spunky. And I was like, I said, well, thank you. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, spunky. I don't know what that word means. I know what perky means. But then an hour and some later, a man comes in. He's in line and he says the same thing. He folds his arms and he looks at me and he goes, you are always so spunky. He goes, the world needs more of that. I looked him dead in the eye and I said, well, it is contagious, you know. What else am I supposed to say to that? Because it is contagious. You see what I'm saying? You don't always have to be in a good mood. Shoot, you think I want to work till 10:30 at night? No. I would rather be wrapped up in my comforter. Hello. And I'm snuggled in. And you know winter is coming. And that's exactly what you got to make sure the heated blanket is plugged in, right? Okay. Oh, I just set a mood right there, didn't I? I told you exactly what mood I would prefer. But when I'm at work, that mood is not conducive to work. That's just going to create a slacker because you just don't feel like doing anything if you're in that mood. You just want to lay down and snuggle. That's not the mood for working. Well, at least not work, but other kinds of work. So, my point to you is this: even if you are at work and you think your boss dislikes you, or you dislike your boss, or your coworker is a jerk, look at that mood. What's that put you in the mood for? Confrontation. Is that what you want? Or do you want to go to work and enjoy your day? Hello? You want to go to work and enjoy your day. So you have to put yourself in an agreeable mood. You're not putting yourself in a mood for them. You're putting yourself in a mood for you. Why is that? Because if you go to work and you are in a cantankerous mood, you are persnickety, you're ornery, somebody's going to get cussed out. Whether in your imagination or out loud, somebody's getting cussed out. And that makes for a crappy day, don't you think? Would you not rather go through the day and hey girl, how you doing? Or you look nice in that. Or let's all go for lunch. Don't you want a better work day? Complaining about the job. What mood is that? It puts you in the mood to quit. Hmm? Does it not? Well, you don't want to be there. So then, if you don't want to be there, and then circumstances, coincidences, next thing you know, you're let go, or you hear what I'm saying. Look at the mood, because if you get let go, how are you gonna say, why did this happen to me? Your mood said you didn't want to be there. Habitually. You've been grinning and bearing it for months, years even. But flip it. Flip the script, my friends. Put yourself in the mood. You say, I'm tired of being single. Well, then put yourself in a desirable mood. Oh? How is somebody going to approach you if you look angry? And you don't even have to be angry. You could just be deep in thought, contemplating the fact that, oh my God, I'm so lonely. What do you think your face is going to look like? Not at ease, I'll tell you that. But if you put yourself in a mood that says, you know what? I enjoy life. And now for some of you, that may be a stretch to say you enjoy life. Well, what do you enjoy? Do you enjoy reading? Do you enjoy crochet, macrame, knitting? What do you enjoy? The moment you start to think about what you enjoy, you've put yourself in the mood for that. Now, you begin to act in a more desirable way. A soft smile appears. Your eyes light up. Oh, next thing you know, somebody says, oh my, aren't you beautiful? You are more prone to smile and say thank you and keep it moving. Or hearing that could trip you out of that mood altogether. Because sometimes we don't even know how to take a compliment. And it's not that we don't know how to take a compliment. It is that we are in a mood that does not receive a compliment. If you are of the mood that there's no good men in the world, there's no good women in the world, she's for the streets, he's a thug. If you are in that frame of mind, it doesn't matter who the heck approaches you. You will look them up and down and say, ugh, and you will roll your eyes. Check your mood. Because your mood is the way you will behave. You got a baby? Look at the baby's mood. Are they smiley or are they cranky? Do they seem uncomfortable? Check the mood of the baby and it'll tell you what to do. But instead, when the baby cries, oh my God, are you crying again? I don't know what to do. Check the baby's mood. Babies don't just cry because they're bored. They don't know how to express anything else just yet. But if you read the mood, you become the baby whisperer. Is it fidgety? This is the same for children, small children. You just have to pay attention. Is that child always moving? What is it always moving doing? This is how I knew my coworker was in labor the other day. Because I'm watching her, right? First of all, the walk has completely changed. The legs have spread a little bit, so now she's walking like she just got off a horse. But she's not on a horse. But she can't close the legs. But she can't get comfortable either. Whether she's standing up, sitting down, she can't get comfortable. And immediately I had the image of a cat. You know how cats get when they're trying to find a comfortable spot, a good hiding place to give birth in, right? That's exactly what she reminded me of. And I said, girl, are you okay? And I'm like, you should be at home. She goes, oh, I'll be all right. Just my back hurts a little. I get to work. And what do I hear? She's in labor. You have to watch the mood, y'all. The mood. I will drill this home because I know when you see it, you can't unsee it. You're not in the mood to cook, right? What's the first thing you say? I am not cooking tonight. We're going out tonight. Is that not what happens? I'm just saying. So check your mood. And this applies to everything. If it is anxiety, if it is panic, if it is depression, if it is anger, if you're happy, check your mood. And if you watch, you will see what mood you are in more. And when you begin to see what mood you are in more, you will begin to see why your life has played out in the fashion that it has. Because that mood is the cause and your experiences are the effects. So if you're having the same effects over and over, why is this happening to me again? You are in the same causative mood. I know, and I'm harping on it, but for very good reason. If you find that you go home and you're always in the dark room, you are in that mood. How do you think you're going to feel? I have seen some pictures on Reddit where people say, they show you a picture of their room. They go, I've been depressed for months. And I said, you could have fooled me. When you are depressed, you don't feel like cleaning, so you don't. But If you watch that same person and they come back with a picture and the room is absolutely clean and they show you the process, you know what the first thing is they say? I was tired of seeing it the way it was. Their mood changed. They were no longer in the same mood. That's why they became tired of seeing it the way that it was. So they just said, oh, I'm tired of this. The mood changed. So because the mood changed, it became more energetic than depression. So obviously you're going to clean up. It is that simple. And you have been doing it. I have been doing it naturally forever. You say, I'm in the mood for red velvet cake. You let that mood be strong enough. Remember, the intensity of the mood will dictate how much you do something. So if you say, I'm ravenous, look at how much you're going to eat. Right? The size of the appetite dictates the size of the amount of food on the plate. That is all law, but we don't see that it is the law because the law runs ever so gently in the background. But that's the thing we trip over every time because we don't see it there. But if you see it there now that you do, listen, one of those is going to stand out to you. Mentalism, correspondence. Correspondence is as within, so without, as above, so below. Vibration, everything moves, nothing stands still. And it's moving through the stages of polarity. On one side of the pole, it starts as a seed. But you see that seed? It can only get to the other end as what it is. A mango seed, mango tree, mango fruit. You see the mood now? You see when I say to you, you don't have to decide what action to take. All you did was decide on the mood and the action showed up. That is polarity. You have the seed mood and then the fruit action. Tell me again that the more you struggle in life, the better you are. You may catch these hands if you tell me that. Because every time I tell you, every time I turn around, the law is there to tell you that you should have a smooth and beautiful existence. Does it mean that there won't be a hiccup? Well, there's an ebb and there's a flow. So as Bert and Ernie would say, it's the best of oatmeal. It was the worst of oatmeal. You're going to get ebb and flow. But the ebb and the flow, the intensity of it, will match the intensity of your mood because it must, as within, so without, because rhythm always compensates. You're not going to go 90 degrees to the left and only come back 40 to the right because you're out of balance. And you are never out of balance. OMG. If you were out of balance, the principle of correspondence would be broken. As above, so below. As within, so without. So you cannot be out of balance. So when you hear your hormones are out of balance, no, they're not. They're matching what your problem is. They're telling you what the problem is. Look at the hormones that are out of balance, and you will see what they're telling you. They're telling you this thing is over here. You want to bring it back over here. So symptoms should not be suppressed. Symptoms should be interpreted. Hello? Symptoms should be interpreted. Because they're telling you what is going on within. They're only messengers. So you see how now everything follows law? You see, when the doctor tells you that it's all in your head, he's doing you a favor. He's not dismissing that you are feeling something. He's not dismissing it at all. He's doing you a favor because that is the only place it can be. It is in your head because that's where everything originates, in the mind's eye. And then it plays itself out in the body. So look at the body. Which part of the body is upset? It's going to tell you which mood is at play. Oh, you doubt me? Listen, 5 years of TCM school will teach you a lot. Because we look at moods and we look at which organ is affected by that mood. And then when we prescribe a herbal remedy, the root of that herbal remedy will be spleen and stomach, yes. But then you balance that formula out with herbs that do what? Calm the mind. Because the mind is the root. And when I say mind, I'm not talking brain. Brain is a body part that expresses the unseen. The unseen is the mood. I think I've made my point now. And I know every time you say it, you're gonna go, oh, I just did it. Every time you say, oh, I'm not in the mood, or I'm in the mood for, every time you say that word about yourself and you tell yourself what mood you're in, you say, oh, I'm so not in the mood for that right now. Or if you say, now is not the time, well, clearly you're not in the mood. Every time you say it to yourself, you're like, oh my God, I just did it. And then you did it. Watch it. Watch and see how you'll behave. And tell me if you don't behave according to that mood. So if you see the mood, you can predict the action, yes? Next time somebody tells you, you are so predictable. You know why they say that? Because your mood predicts your action. Girl, you just became a prophet. Not in the biblical sense, because that's a whole nother interpretation. But in the true sense of the word, to predict what seems to be unknown. There's nothing unknown because every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. So how can it be unknown? Anywho, I am well under my hour. Yay! That's so exciting. I did it all week. I did under, wait, did I? Did I do under an hour all week? I think I might have. Yay! That is so exciting. Anyhow. Oh, itty bitty is awake. Itty bitty is awake. Oh, listen, itty bitty is in the mood, let me tell you. And because he's in the mood, he's a little bit more aggressive. So you got to catch him when the mood wanes. Yes, when he's calmed down a little bit, now you can pet him. Took me a while, but we're there. Observe the mood, and you will see exactly how that person's going to behave. You know what they call it? Picking up on social cues. That's what I suppose psychologists call it. But use the law. Now, where do you think psychology got their information? Yes, the law. Indeed. But they just don't acknowledge the law because they don't know it. They don't, but that's okay. It's okay. If I had never taken TCM school, traditional Chinese medicine, I would not have known what I know now about the law. And the funny thing is, I always say to myself, oh, what a coincidence that I ended up there. It wasn't a coincidence. I had always been driven by natural things. I wanted to be a midwife, but they didn't offer it in my city at the time. And I said, well, what do I want to do? I wanted to do something in the field where I would use nature itself. I said, naturopathy, homeopathy. And then, lo and behold, I always tell it like this, I stumbled upon. I didn't stumble. I walked right into it because that was the door I opened. I defined what I wanted, and that was the best match. And so as I was there in the textbook, it would say to you, if there's a blockage above, there's one below. And I was like, wait, above and below are the same? And I was like, where's that? And I put it into the search engine. And sure enough, it is the principle of correspondence. And I was like, principle of correspondence? Are there more principles? Yes, 7. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. 7. And there set my pathway to learn what I'm teaching you. And I teach it to you because we live it every day. And that's when I realized that manifestation falls under this. But they don't know it. Right? So you see, there are no coincidences. I went down that path because that's the path I chose. I just didn't know there was a name for it. But I knew the outcome that I wanted, which was to treat the body naturally. See? So don't be surprised when you end up where you end up. You chose it. And when I say that to you, I'm not attacking you to say, well, you chose that in your life. No, not like that. You chose the effect. So the effect must bring about the cause that matches it. So when you look at your life and you see where you are, and you hear that you chose it and you put yourself there, you better throw some confetti. Do you know why? Because now you know how to get out. If it's a place that you don't want to be in. Ow. Right? Of course. You're not stuck. So anywho, we're going into the weekend and I won't see you again until Monday, right? I won't see you again till Monday. But as you go through this weekend, watch yourself. Show me what you're working with, right? Watch yourself and see. And remember, judgment is a mood, so don't judge yourself because that's not the mood you want to be in. So just watch, and you will see how truly spectacular you are. Yes. And you will see what you have given, what habit you have given the right to rule you. You'll see it. And the good news is, you can dethrone that habit if you don't want it to rule you any longer. And you can put a new habit on the throne, my beautiful friends. Because you are the power behind the habit. Countdown initiated. 5. Wait, I didn't say hello to anybody today. Because I'm busy yakking with my eyes closed. These bright lights. Wait a minute. I don't know who's in the chat on YouTube because you didn't tell me, but I see you. Hey. Twitter is as Twitter is. Twitter is for the replay gang. Who's on fan base this morning? Come on now. Ooh, honey is in the house. Moon and dolphin duck. Big Mike. Beautiful ones. Hello. I see you. And Ray Ray is in the house. See? That habit is so strong because I've been welcoming you guys for years. That if I don't do it, it prods me. So you just saw in real time that a habit will always fulfill itself. Well, I had to. I started the countdown, but I had to come back because there was something missing. I've started a habit of welcoming people, and I've been doing it for a while. And so if I don't do it, I'm like, oh, it feels funny and it pokes you. So you have to do it. That's the power of a habit right there, the force of the habit. Anywho, now you know. So I do love you. 4, 3, 2, 1 love. One heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Ah. Listen, if Bob Marley don't put you in the mood. Hello? The mood for what? Stir it up. I better stop before the Marley song come for me. And they royalties. What? Oh my word. There's just something. 3 little birds sat my doorstep singing sweet songs. The melody's pure and good. Sing it. This is my message to you. Uh, So, baby, don't worry about a thing. Because every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. I love you all, man. This is shaping up to be a beautiful day, even though the sun says, "Oh, I'm not ready yet. I just want to stay in bed a little bit longer." That's exactly what the sun is telling me today, because it's not outside yet. So if you look at that pattern, you're gonna see fall is here because the sun takes a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. Yes. Anyhow, for real. For real. Let's go, babies. Enjoy this glorious weekend and check Eric your mood, right? Peace out. Mwah. I love you.